many people focus on prophets prophesying. In fact, that's what prophets do. And sometimes it can almost be, that's all we do, as far as people's expectation. Come in, just prophesy over people. But how important is it for prophets to equip the saints for the work of the ministry? And what does it actually mean and look like from a prophet's perspective?
Good question. Well, the very fact that Ephesians 4:11 tells us that they should equip the saints for the work of the ministry tells us that it's not optional. Jesus said that we would all make disciples. When you take a look at myriads of examples in the Bible, Elijah to Elisha, Paul to Timothy, but most of all, Jesus to his own disciples. We see that God's intention, God's perfect pattern to multiply the expression of his heart and his intent and his power to multiply its effectiveness in the church and through the church to the world is to multiply the gifts that he gives. And so when he gives the gift of the pastor, that pastor should operate in his gift, but multiply his gift.
Gold.
God is a multiplier.
Gold.
And so when it comes to Jesus, he operated powerfully, but he multiplied it.
Wow.
When you just think of how the small group of people in the upper room became millions.
Look at us.
Why?
Now.
Because each one multiplied.
Wow.
And so go ye into all, the original command, go ye into all the world and multiply and subdue it. God's, right from the book of Genesis, God's intent has always been that we multiply. And so the gift in us, whether it's pastoral or prophetic, should multiply. And that means two things. One, that we reproduce after our own kind, because that's a biblical principle.
It is.
Elisha from Elijah, Paul to Timothy. There should be a generational overflow of the gift and grace and DNA in God. There should be that, but there should also be a sense in which not just that a person produces an Elisha or a Timothy. That is important, very important. But that the spirit of the prophet is unleashed into the church and to the body. And so a prophet can become part of a local leadership team in a church, for instance, that may not have been previously prophetic in any way, but be strong in the word and strong teaching church, which is great. But God, in his sense of wanting the wholeness of who he is to be seen in that church, will appoint a prophet to become part of that, who then, because of the gift they carry, will begin impregnating those around them, and there comes a prophetic grace living in the life of that church. But if we go through life, days, weeks, months, years, decades, where the only influence of God through us is in the operation of our own individual gift, we failed. We failed, because everything God has done from Genesis to Jesus to Revelation has been go out and multiply.
Wow, that is so good. And so the prophet, part of their thing is really that hearing clearly from God, passing on. So part of the fruit of that will be through the life of a prophet, many people that are now better equipped, they are more readily, more quickly, more frequently. They're hearing from God, they're passing it on, and it's this flow-on ripple effect.
The essence of being prophetic, as we said in one of our earlier things, was to hear clearly and obey boldly. It's to discern the mind, will, and intention of God for a people or for an individual or for a situation. Every Christian every Christian should live a prophetic life. Every Christian should have
Yeah.
the desire to hear from Father for the sake of someone else, or to get Father's opinion on a situation. Every Christian should live a life of listening to the Father's heart and communicating Father's heart. One of the responsibilities of a prophet is to produce the hunger to hear from God.
Great.
And impregnate others.
Wonderful. I'll just say, that's great. I pray that blesses you.
Okay.